You're good.
Well, top of the day to all of you out there. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday. And of course, we have a heavy lineup here that we want to get right into. As you guys know, our executive producer, Omari Salisbury, has been on the front lines. We definitely have some footage that we want to cover with you all. Thank you all for joining us today. June 3rd, we're starting June, and it is already starting with a strong effort from the community and from all the protesters out there. Shout out to all of you who have been on the front lines, indicating you will not stand for the injustices that you have been witnessing in our communities. Oh, I know we have a lot to cover today. I know we want to get right into it, and I know you're very hoarse. We thank you for being out there on the front lines, and we hope that you are doing well as you've been covering this so very well. So thank you for all that, man.
Man, good morning. Thank you, Chan.
Hey.
And I can't let everything get me down. So I have to greet you properly, Trey on a holiday, my very amazing and courageous and talented and beautiful co-host. It's a pleasure to see you here this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here. Oh, we've been doing this work, covering this COVID stuff. You jumped right on it, and your efforts are showing, man. So shout out to this whole team. I'm very proud to be a part of it, brother.
Yeah, and it is a team here. We're going to break. I'm going to get some footage of everybody here. Man, I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. I know the last 2 days I've been dragging. But I'm getting it honest, though. I haven't just been staying up late playing video games. Last night, man, there was a peaceful protest yesterday. We followed it from downtown, followed it for quite a few hours. How do I say? Can they hear me, Daryl? You're able to, I just want to make sure people can hear me. Okay, because I know my voice is real loaded. Usually I got a big booming voice. And it was peaceful yesterday. Was moving along and got there to the East Precinct, and I was actually heading home. I had Darnell Hibbler gave me a gas mask the other day. Big shout out, Darnell. And I had sent my bag home because I had a heavy backpack, and I was heading home. I got to Broadway, and I turned around. It was getting funky again, and the police with the state troopers, and they just, it was tear gas. There was flashbangs. There was rubber bullets. I got shot with a rubber bullet yesterday in my left arm. It was kind of a scene of chaos. When I talked to the protesters, you know, they said that someone threw a water bottle over the line and hit the state and hit either the police or the state troopers. Now, you know me, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you what was seen or what was thrown. Be interested, see how the police, you know what I'm saying, Washington State Patrol, you can definitely, you know, if you want to hit us up on Twitter, if you have a statement that you want to make, it's at WWConverge, and you let us know. But right now, I have what the protesters are saying. They said that somebody threw a bottle of water and that the response was just out of proportion. And I got this footage here from when I started filming, and you'll see that they pushed the protesters back with the rubber bullets and the tear gas. The protesters came back 3 more times at a further distance, but every time they came back, at this point, it was guys standing there just saying, hands up, don't shoot. They still deployed tear gas on them 3 more times. Now, like I said, I didn't see the original confrontation. It was there, one went over and everything else. But all I'm saying is after they cleared it, the protesters were there. They're holding up their hands. You'll see it. And they're saying, hands up, don't shoot. The tear gas got deployed again and again. And also a state trooper, we'll talk about this, got caught on tape telling them, you know, hit him hard, just don't kill him, things like that. Anyways, my apologies here. This clip is about 7 minutes long, but the stream yesterday was hours, but this is 7 minutes. And actually the confrontation there was about 1 hour and some odd minutes. This is just a clip here from like around the beginning, and I think one of the times or 2 of the times where the protesters had reconstituted themselves and were there holding up their hands, and they got fired on again by the tear gas.
Rubber bullets. There it is. God damn it. Uh-oh. Flashbangs, tear gas, rubber bullets. Flashbangs. Man, I'm tired of eating this fucking gas. There you go. Oh, shit. It's getting tight out here, y'all. God damn it. There we go. More tear gas. Man, these fuckers in this gas.
Oh, shit, he hit me.
Oh, shit. Man, are those rubber bullets? Huh? They're shot? You got hit? You got hit? You got hit? Rubber bullets deployed. Rubber bullets deployed. Rubber bullets. Rubber bullets, tear gas, pepper spray. Kim! 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 Uh-oh. Kim! Oh, shit. Sorry, Mom. I'm out here cursing. Even with tear gas and rubber bullets, I'm gonna keep my promise. Yeah, just try not to curse on the stream no more. Oh, why are they doing it on these people? They doing it on these people. Do you guys see that? They threw that in the middle of all these people. They threw it in the middle. Man, SPDs. Oh shit, he got hit. You're getting 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 hit. Oh my God. This Seattle. Guys, share the stream. I don't know how much battery I got. Share the stream. 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 Oh shit. There goes the tear gas. God damn it. Oh shit. Rubber bullets. They're shooting. They're shooting. They're shooting. Share the stream. Share the stream. Share the stream. I don't know how much battery. Share the stream. Share the stream. Share the stream. Yo. Somebody threw water at the police. It's smoky up here, y'all. Tear gas. I ain't got much battery. I thought it was gonna end in peace. I got 10% left. But I can tell you, oh shit, the rubber bullets are out. Ah! God damn it. feel like I hit. I feel like I hit. Ah, God damn it! God damn it! I got hit. Fuckers! Ah! Yeah, I'm alright. Y'all see this? Share the stream. Share the stream. Mom, I'm alright. I know my mom will be watching this stream. I'm alright. I got hit though. I got hit in my arm.
You doing alright?
Yeah, I'm good. 2 nights in a row. You know what? Yo, put this stream out there. My battery is gonna die. When the battery dies, share this. My scrolls on, share this. Man, I got hit. I got hit. Cam! Yeah. Yo, it's Cam's first night out here. He ain't used to this. If there's an opportunity for leadership in this city, anybody, if you're listening to this stream, this is an opportunity for leadership in this city. All leaders stand up. This is an opportunity for leadership. Every crisis creates an opportunity. This is an opportunity for leadership because you know what? This is a spiraling situation right here. There's a spiraling situation. Look how many people we interviewed today who are just like, yeah, man, no issues really with the police or Seattle police. I just don't think it was good what happened in Minneapolis and all that. That's what we was hearing. You know what I'm saying? Interviewed so many people today. You saw it on the other stream. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. So we're back over here, man.
Oh yeah, man. Good to see you.
Here it is. Here it is. More tear gas, flashbacks. Does this remind you of Gaza? This reminds you of the Gaza Strip? This is wild. So now, at this point though, this is what I want to point out. You see somebody still standing there in the smoke. What I want to point out is the first time they came with this, they said that someone threw some water. The last 2 times here, they've now deployed tear gas. They deployed tear gas, and you guys saw right there. They now deployed tear gas on people who stood there with their hands up. 100%. We see this. Please share this stream. Please share the stream. Hardcore thugs or something out here just showing people the faces of what the protesters out here look like. Here's somebody out here in some scrubs. You know what I'm saying? How are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
Man, I'm okay. We're live streaming here. We got about 2,000 people just showing people what the faces of the protesters look like out here, you know?
Yeah, I'm a nurse. I just got off my shift and came straight out here.
You hear that? A nurse just got off his shift, came straight out here. This is what I'm telling you, man. I don't know where it's at, but you know what? A lot of this stuff would not be happening right here if we had more bridge builders in our communities. Instead, we got too many gatekeepers. Where the bridge builders at? Who's ready out there to build bridges? You know what I'm saying? Who's ready to build bridges? Because I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? This problem isn't just gonna go away. Again, our nurse who just got off shift, his hands is up. This is the faces of the protesters out here. They're getting gassed right now. This is what the faces of the protesters look like out here. These are the people that are out here getting gassed. All right, so I mean, that's what we saw. I mean, you guys just see what I see. And, you know, I told guys last night that, you know, so part of the reason why I think people tune in, they like the coverage is, you know, I got some commentary to add, but it's like watching an NBA game, you know, turn off the sound.
Yeah, and also too, it really provides those who, you know, are at home with their young children, unable to, you know, protest and lend their voice to the fight in that regard, to see how it's done on the front lines, you know, from a real community perspective. And man, again, shout out to you for taking those rubber bullets for the community, because I feel like without folks like you, we wouldn't see that on the front lines.
Right, and so we got producer Cam. This was Cam's, I don't know if he knew what he got himself into. This was Cam's first night out there, so this is like, we just kind of threw you out there, right?
I mean, it's not like my first day at like a protest, but that was definitely my like first day, you know, like in the funk, you know.
Why don't you take a second here and give people, you know, your impression of some of the things you saw.
I thought it was great. I saw, I didn't see anything but like peaceful protests. You know, I seen, you know, there were a couple of people in the crowd who were a bit, like, you know, like volatile, but I mean that's to be expected. You know, we're tired of this stuff. You know, it's yeah, it's been too much. You know, I've seen like the woman that we were standing by at the end.
Right, like she was like 70 years old.
Exactly, like 65, 70.
Wow.
And I'm not exactly sure how long she was out there, but she was there before we had gotten there.
She was there like 5, 6 hours. She was like, well, the only thing that's going to end the protest for me is when I got to go pee.
Yeah.
And then that's when she finally left.
Yeah, but she was there for easily 3 or 4 hours. It was,
Or just there. Yeah, and were you were caught up in the gas as well?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was me and Eric when we were right back towards the front, and I saw the bottled water that got thrown that started. It went over the cops and hit a member of the National Guard, and after that, as soon as he got hit, the guardsmen put their shields up, and then, you know, I could just tell.
The posture changed, huh?
You know, stuff's going down.
All right, thanks, Cam. So, what I wanted to do right here, though, because it's always good to give things context. Now, for sure, and like I said, none of us are here, you know, is not with the protesters. I'm not against the protesters. I'm not with organizations, Black Lives Matter, or nothing like that. For police, anti-police. I'm not part of anybody's political campaign down at City Hall, county government, or state government. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to really kind of just put it out there. But when we look and we talk about proportional, and I got a lot of footage from yesterday, and a lot of people use the word proportional. And these have been peaceful protests, you know, and you guys are judge for yourself. You look through hours of footage. They've been peaceful protests. And I've shown this clip now ever since Monday, but it's only 2 minutes now. I want you guys to look at this. This was Monday, and it seems like what we're getting is a polar response from the SPD. Monday, guys were able to run free through the International District in downtown for 45 minutes. I walked with them, and the police that did see them didn't intervene. They kept driving. They said they were outnumbered, this and that. They walked for 45 minutes. If you work at Brooks Brothers, these are the people that broke and looted your store. If you're at the King County Courthouse, the office of the sheriff, these are the people that kicked in out there, the sheriffs. All of our friends and neighbors down the street in the International District. If you're at Bank of America, these are the people that kicked in your bank. And I saw absolutely zero presence or force against people who were destroying. But then you just saw this tape right here from Capitol Hill. Let's play this footage. This was from last Friday. I'm sorry, guys. This is from last Friday. We first aired it here on Monday. This one's only about 2 minutes.
So basically, these guys outflanked the police, and yeah, they're gonna have a hard time keeping this purple promise. So this is Bank of America on 5th and Jackson, and looks like they don't breach the bank. This guy's coming. There it is. They broke out the bank window. Somebody climbed up and they took down the camera. And now, so the bank windows are down. It's a bank. I think most people know ain't no money in there. Now they've entered the bank. Windows are broken out here. Windows are broken out here. So basically South Jackson right now, this shit is, this is it. Yeah. Again, SPD is way down there, and they've been down there. So these guys have been walking at least 5-6 blocks up the street. There's been no police presence. Now SPD is responding to the bank, but nobody's at the bank. Damn, you know, that's the optometrist. That's small business right there, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just a regular small business. Yes, you heard somebody yelled out, that's a local business, you know? Tags are up everywhere. So yeah, Seattle Vision Clinic. At this point, I almost got to think that like the police have just kind of said, fuck it, which very well might be the case.
We see here that there's something definitely wrong when these guys, I followed them for 45 minutes, and this is just willful property damage. They weren't even the looter. That's why I told people there's the anarchists and then the looters. They didn't even want to loot anything. They just wanted to destroy. And I watched them destroy it for 45 minutes. After they kicked in Bank of America, they looped through the ID. They looped through the ID back onto Jackson and walked right past the police who were at the Bank of America. They walked this whole group. They walked right past the SPD and didn't do anything. I got it on tape. These were people who were violent people. These are people who attacked our city. These are people who attacked our brothers and sisters, our elders down there in the International District. The Seattle Police Department did not respond. You know what I'm saying? Where was the staters then? Where was the troopers then? And these people were allowed to destroy our city. It's up there on our website, whereweconverge.com. I wrote an article about it. And what I'm saying is how could Monday have been a riot and this wasn't? You know, I mean, there has to be some different definitions as well. They need to come with their color code or something, because they're calling things riots and everything else. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. And Daryl, do we have the Seattle Times clip up there?
The image?
Yeah, it should be a video. So basically in the Seattle Times today, he might have it, he might not. There you go, right there, Seattle Times. Washington State Patrol apologizes after officer tells his team, don't kill them, but hit them hard, in reference to Seattle protesters. And you know, the reason why this is bothering me is you see this right here. The State Patrol, you guys have heard me on the stream the last 4 days, I've been like, man, the State Patrol is really aggressive. I said, the State Patrol, they're aggressive. So this isn't nothing new. This isn't random. This is somebody caught that on tape. You guys have been hearing me. I'm like, man, the State Patrol, them guys, man, they got no chill. How many times you guys heard me say that? And there it is on tape. And the reason why, when you hear somebody, put that back up there, Daryl. When you hear somebody, I want you guys to know why it gets this response out of me. You don't hear somebody saying like, okay, well, man, let's do our best to clear whatever. You know, it's old people. When you look at the stream yesterday, it's young people, it's old people, it's people who came out there. There's a nurse that got off of work as Swedish in his scrubs out there talking about hands up. And this is what the state police is saying. Don't kill them, but hit them hard. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I mean, something's got to give. I talked yesterday about there's a vacuum in the state
in leadership. And Governor Inslee, the state police is your responsibility. We want answers. Why are you unleashing this highly aggressive force out here? Why are you unleashing people that are highly aggressive like this? You know what I'm saying? On peaceful people. Wish you would have sent them Friday. We would have been more than happy to have them state troopers protect the international district. You know? I mean, it's crazy, Trey.
Absolutely. Oh, and your sentiment is very, very well deserved on this matter. First of all, we are seeing this time and time again. We ran a story on how they capture protests when it comes to black versus white. We are seeing that there is a faction of people that, just like you said, want nothing more than to destroy our city. That is not what we are asking for. What we're asking for is real transformation. Change. We need to throw out the system and create a new one that is centered on community-rooted solutions. That is what we need. And ultimately, these people are not really in that fight with us. And we need the police to understand that. We do need Governor Jay Inslee to listen up, because the state patrol is his responsibility. And first and foremost, that captures their sentiment right there. We understand that some folks say, hey, there's some bad seeds in the bunch. There's some bad folks in the bunch, but we are seeing that it is a growing sentiment amongst all of them, and we cannot stand for it any longer. Right. Shout out to those who don't feel that way, but unfortunately, that's how the community responds.
And I want people to know. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, as my mama would say. And you see, Mom, it was going down last night. I kept profanity at a minimum. You know, she'd be on my head now. She'd be like, son,
she said, look, you representing us out there. Hey,
I got hit with the bullet. I was trying not to cry. I was trying not to curse out there. But you know, the proof is in the pudding, in the fact that, man, when me as an observer here, when I see good things out there going with the police, I always acknowledge it. A lot of people, there's misunderstandings about badge numbers and you know, tape over the badge, and I always try to explain that on the stream. When we have an officer that's willing to talk and come in to communicate and everything else, we give them the platform. You know what I'm saying? We've come across some exceptional communicators in the Seattle Police Department, oddly enough, right there at the East Precinct. You know what I'm saying? Exceptional communicators. And maybe those are people, you know, who might have the skills to be able to de-escalate. You see what I'm saying? I mean, now you think about this. You think about this now, if your kid went out there, just protest, say, hey, I want a better system, and you got a state trooper talking about hit them hard. You know, again, Governor Inslee, these are your people. You know what I'm saying? We always give you a pass around here. You know, Governor Inslee's late father, Frank Inslee, won as assistant coach, he won a state championship at Garfield High School. So always give Governor Inslee a pass, you know, but Governor Inslee, these are your people. You know what I'm saying? You need to hold these people accountable. We want answers on this, man. It's not all right. That's one person caught on tape. Did you send your most aggressive force here? Is this the most aggressive people that you sent that are part of the state patrol? I mean, man, we need openness and transparency across all factions. And speaking of openness and transparency, I'm not gonna have enough time today, but we're gonna follow it up tomorrow, talking about the mayor and who are you meeting with? And who are these people? I mean, because see, the thing is, here's what I want people who are protesting to know, what I see it as, in my opinion. Someone who doesn't have a political agenda here, but you guys who are protesting, you guys are actually trusting leaders to go and get things done on your behalf. You're doing your job. As a protester, if you're a protester, you're out there protesting. You're protesting so whoever is meeting with city executives, county executives, or our chief executive of our state is able to clearly articulate, you know, measurable needs for the people. That's why you're out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm holding protest leaders responsible. I heard a lot of people are meeting with the mayor and chief of city council. We're holding you responsible. You guys can come to us, or I have no problem coming to you. But you know what? Everybody in this process, we need transparency and accountability. Whether you're a protest leader, a community organizer, or a politician, those people who are out there in the street who are getting gassed and who are getting hit by rubber bullets, to give you a platform. Because if they wasn't out there in them streets, would nobody be talking about their meeting with Mayor Durkin? Would nobody be talking about their meeting with Governor Inslee? So now, You leaders out there that have all these people in the streets, you're accountable. This is the time for leadership. This is the time for people to stand up. There's a vacuum in leadership here. You know what I'm saying? There's a lack of empathy, because clearly if people had empathy means that you don't have to agree with the next guy, but you can understand the next guy. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
Yeah, no, it really is. It really is. And this is why we have to stand for what we know is happening in community. We talk about it all the time. I know that there was some, confusion about who is the leader, all of this. But we know that we have some leaders that are here, and we were given opportunity today, at least with Shama Sawant and her team, to really have a great press conference and bring some of that knowledge to the forefront, because there is a lot of work being done. You are right,
Yeah, and man, because Shama Sawant, she been on our program plenty of times. I called in our press conference this morning, holding you accountable to everybody. Everybody needs to be accountable to these people out there in the streets who are really getting their ass whipped, because it's them who are getting their ass whipped, which is giving you this platform, to be heard by city and county and state executives. So don't play these people who are out there protesting short, and don't play the police short, because the police are out there. You know what I'm saying? We call out these incidents where we feel like they're wrong, but the police are out there too. The police and the protesters are in the streets. So all you people that are in these boardrooms, and all you people that are cutting these deals, and I hope that we've got bridge builders and not gatekeepers, because don't waste the people, don't waste these people's good effort. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste this social capital, this being built out there by people taking these issues to the street.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it best. We need bridge builders, not gatekeepers. And honestly, what we have seen, unfortunately, that's why we have the rise of so much unrest, because there hasn't been enough of these leaders really having the platform and really utilizing it for the benefit of the full-on community. So I'm so thankful that you said that and are bringing that to light, because ultimately we need to be bringing our solutions to the table so that all of these protesters understand this is about transparency. This is about bringing everybody up to speed with all of the language, with the talking points that are necessary. Not only are we asking for the end of police brutality, but there are literal points that we need. And I want you all to know that there is a way that you can understand this, and we are going to be printing up our solutions. This Friday we will be having our community rally on 23rd and Jackson in front of Walgreens. We'll be passing out meals and masks at 3:30. You can come there and learn more, and we're going to be talking about that later today.
Yeah, so I mean, man, this is crazy. Before I get out, the show continues. We've got KY King Garrett of the Africantown Community Land Trust going to be sitting down here with Trey Holiday. I just wanted to address a few things to our viewers out there and people who have been supporting this live media coverage on social media and everything else. It's like, I want to tell you, I'm thankful, and it's funny because, through the craziness sometimes is when you really see the best in humanity, and you see the best in people. And you guys have been seeing on these streams, sometimes we'll be out there blinded, somebody just grab me knowing I can't see and they're helping me clear whatever. Bobby Steels and them will come and bring me some water. Carolyn Lee last night came up from Chinatown and found me on Broadway in the middle of the tear gas and brought me a battery pack, because you heard me. I said, my batteries are like 10% and everything else. Man, it's been so much kindness. And even what was it, Sunday night, I told you I was a long walk. I was all the way in the back, and a Seattle police officer who was in the rear there, man, he was like, look, brother, you look like you need some water. I've seen a lot of acts of kindness and everything else. Man, I just want to tell you guys thank you. It's an all volunteer effort here. We're just doing this because maybe we don't know what else to be doing. But it's all volunteer effort. People have been asking, like, it took me a long time to put this up here, because people were like, man, how can we donate or do whatever? And like, to me, and like in my mind, at least the way my mind works, I'm like, man, donate for what? Like, we're supposed to be doing this. Like, what do you mean? And I know that a lot of people just want to be able to help.
a lot of our tools are antiquated, you know, our phones are old and stuff like that, but we just, you know, sometimes you take what you have and you do what you can with what you have. And that's really been our story here ever since COVID popped up. But we did make a page, and Daryl can put that up on the screen. So if you go to whereweconverge.com and it's a /support, that's our website. You can also, if you're on social media, if you go to our website, there's the link, the URL, it'll take you there, and there's a Venmo, a Cash App, a PayPal, but also, we need. There's a lot of technical experts that are out there. I mean, man, we're just some people who just know how to try to get out there and tell a story. You know what I'm saying? Might not have the best technical expertise on the streaming or, you know what I'm saying, and maximizing social media and stuff like that. So we're gonna probably be making a call for that. But if you wanna support what we're doing, you can go there to whereweconverge.com /support. I just, again, I can't tell y'all enough, man, how much we appreciate y'all. I appreciate your concern. These days, every night when I go home, I make sure and post that I'm home safe, because so many people be like, man, and a lot of times me and Eric will get cut off, or I'm looking for this and that, Bobby Steele, and somebody, hey, Eric, Omari's over here, or this and that. Man, I appreciate y'all. And that's why, we're just tenacious and committed to just being able to tell the story of how it is. But we're gonna keep doing. I'm gonna get out of here. We got Trayana with KY King Garrett next. But you're watching the Morning Update Show.
I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind, every day I'm being hunted as prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live. I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind, every day I'm being hunted as prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
Well, we're going to be giving away breakfast for the children and the families, because right now everybody's doing lunch. Not too many people are dealing with anything besides that. So we're going to fill the void of breakfast and dinner for as long as we can. $10 on the breakfast bags. Till, what'd you say, Chef, till 1? 10 to 1, Chef Tariq says. Then 5 o'clock, 5 to 9 for community boxing. You see my man Drain back here doing his thing, Chef Tariq, Chef Chrissy over here. We got an all-star team, Chef Ariella. There's so many components to this. Well, to be honest, as much as I talk about accountability and being active, what would it look like if I didn't do nothing? Like, I can't talk the way I talk and not do nothing. That's the first thing. But the second thing, I love my people. There's nothing else to it. That's simple.
Right there. So if anyone would like to donate to what we're doing, here is the address right here, Tariq-Abdullah, and everything is going towards this whole project. Our goal is to basically be able to feed for the next 2 weeks and after that, hopefully. But we're going to do the best we can for our kids and for our community. Shout out to Solomon for allowing us to use the space. If y'all hungry, come get that fried fish sandwich.
You see that? We just trying to give back, so come get something.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your host, Trey Holiday. I really appreciate all of you guys joining us, supporting this effort. Again, just on the back of what Omari said, I was over here, and forgive me if you guys heard it on the mic, a little bit emotional because it has been, a lot of work with a very small crew. And so I always love to give my crew some love because this, although it is an hour that you see live, it is a lot of work and hours normally to compile the footage. And literally now you guys are seeing hours on the front lines to be there to bring you guys these stories, and to actually be on the front lines isn't always easy, as you can see. So we really appreciate you. I stand here with another person who has been on the front lines for a long time. And, we've been talking about leadership. We want to actually usher in the fact that there is a lot of young leaders right here in this country who are ready to take on the helm of the next steps and what we need to do to move the discussion forward, to move the momentum forward, and to create some sustainable change that we'll see in our communities and run through for our future generations. And so with that setup, I really want to bring on to this set, and once again, KY King Garrett, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure always to have you.
It's always good to be back, right? And man, big shout out to the team Converge, keeping this thing going, keeping us informed. Definitely award-winning coverage that's happening in the streets, on the scene, live, and telling the stories that are not being told, in the mainstream media about, this uprising and this rebellion against the status quo that has been killing us and terrorizing us for so many years.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you just said it, for so many years. I think that's why what we're seeing is a large swell of the unrest. It may have taken George Floyd's death to maybe just tip it over the edge. And I know that there's a lot of solutions being worked on behind the scenes, coalition of community members really coming together, community leaders that have been understanding the need for a systemic change. It's like we need to throw out the system and create something new. With that, I really want to hear from you about some of this leadership that's happening behind the scenes with these young leaders who are bringing this to the forefront.
Well, yeah, I think it's young leaders, that always are at the forefront because they are who takes things into the future, right? And so, much respect and appreciation for the young folks that are, out in the street saying enough is enough. We don't want this to continue into the next generation, and the most powerful force is when the wisdom of the elders and the fearless, spirit and resilient spirit of our ancestors who survived so we could be here gets combined with the energy of the new generation, right? And in that place, that's when we see things really happen in a major way. I think the elements for what is happening are always present. We never know what's going to be that spark that sets it off. And this time it was the series of, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and then finally, George Floyd. And, the conditions of oppression, that people endure in pretty much every sphere of life that we go into. We're still faced with these forces that don't allow us to be fully, human, but is extremely, when we interact with the police, right? We know that police derive from the slave patrols, right? And they continue to relate, particularly to black men, in that same way of terrorizing us and striving to, keep us in this, kind of second class citizenship, right? And so every so often that it just explodes, right? And those elements are present right here. I mean, there's been many, unresolved murders of black people by the police that have not received justice. We think about Charlene Lyles. We just had a shooting right in Columbia City. I think Sean Fuhrer is the name. And Michael Ealy, Aaron Roberts, the list is very long. I've been having encounters where, police are striving to, use violence since, I've been witnessing and experiencing that since I was, probably 7 years old. So how do we change that? How do we change that? What do we need? Is it more police in the community? Is that what makes communities safer? Violence? You fight violence with violence? Is that what they say? And then they tell us don't fight violence with violence. It's interesting. They tell you be peaceful, and they got all these instruments of violence to just unleash on you, right? And we're seeing that in the streets, right? So, what makes Laurelhurst safe? Is it they got so many police pressing people, the residents, creating an environment? No. Do they have police in Lakeside School? No, right? It's the presence of, the resources to actually, live the type of life that everybody, deserves to live is what the issue is, And when we think about just this image, this knee on our neck and how he couldn't breathe, he said, I can't breathe, right? And they took his life right there in cold blood. They have the knee, this whole system's knee is really on the neck of our community. Right here in the Central District, we can't breathe. We're expiring, right? And how do we address that is the question. How do we get this knee off our neck, this knee of, Jim Crow apartheid off our neck in the Central District?
Yeah, see, this is exactly a great visualization. DQ, I would like for the audience to show us the actual imagery, because I think what you are depicting and what you're describing is so very true. And when we think about the policies that actually are that knee, when we think about the actions that have been taking place throughout different administrations that are that knee, DQ, let's show the folks literally this image right here that I think encapsulates what we're talking about. Also, this is not only a great visualization of what we're describing, but we will be having this rally and teach-in this Friday, June 5th, 23rd in Jackson. We will be doing meals and mass, but we'll also be having some great education, which is going to be led by some young leaders. And we encourage the community to come out and understand how we're going to move forward. I know the top of that right there says equity now. And literally there is legislative language that we need to be drafting, policy language that we're going to be drafting with young folks. And like you said, the older folks bringing their wisdom to the table, a lot of the young energy and the spirit that Africatown has been building over all these last years. That is what we really want to have in this community rally. And so I really want you to talk about what folks can gain if they are expecting to come in attendance. What do we want people to walk away with?
Well, it's about putting strategy and intelligence and information and the lessons from the past in front of our energy and our emotions so that we can, the passions can be directed towards, you know, effective strategies and, like you said, policies and things that will bring about sustainable change that will allow us, Black people, to be safer, you know, in our communities and as we move, you know, through the world and through the city, you know. So I think that's the most important part, is that, you know, when you talk about sharing of information, you know, we know we need our artists, you know, our hip hop artists, our spoken word, our poets, you know, even our visual artists. You know, we've been seeing the power of our media artists, you know, in telling the story. I think there's a saying that the duty of the revolutionary artist is to make the revolution irresistible, right? And so this is an opportunity to come together, you know, in our community. You know, this has happened in this community, in the CD, you know, in the South End, probably more than anywhere else, right? These murders, these lives to be taken. So we don't want any of our lives to be stolen and go and be lost in vain, right? And so how do we take that energy and we build something, you know, that saves lives, you know, in honor of the lives that have been taken, right? And so when we talk about doing that, what do we need? We need the land, we need the capital, you know, access to the resources to develop those things that will, again, make our communities safer, right? We think about a lot of these incidents come around economic things. They say, oh, this person was trying to do something with a $20 bill and that turned out to be, you know, not true. And this person was selling cigarettes, Eric Garner, and this person was selling CDs. This is all economic issues, right? So we need to get resources, money. Why aren't we participating in the development that's happening in our community? Why aren't our contractors there? Why are other people coming and working and making $40 an hour? When someone's making $40 an hour and they own a house, they're probably not involved in certain type of activities that expose them to more encounters that go negative encounters with the police, right? So what are those policies? You know, we have a lot of resources, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that are allocated every year to impact and improve our conditions, right? Yet we don't control these resources. So others are actually really benefiting from this, and our conditions continue to get worse. So when we talk about equity now, and you know, Isaac Joy, who has really been pushing forward this concept of racial realism by, was it Derek Bell, yes. Right? That no, it really hasn't changed. Claude Anderson, you know, a lot of people have outlined, we might see Oprah, we might see, you know, Jay-Z and Michael Jordan, but for the masses of our people, things have not really changed. And we've been engineered into a second class, you know, citizenship. And with that comes this police oppression, right? And we know that this weed and seed, gentrification, ethnic cleansing of our communities, and police terrorism go hand in hand. When they talk about, you know, broken window policies and things like these, things go hand in hand. Stop and frisk, you know, weed and seed. This is what, you know, and many other, you know, no loitering laws in our community that allow people to just come and, you know, the police to have these encounters with you that too many times end up deadly, right? And so these are things that people are addressing. So yes, we need to redistribute resources from police budgets, right, to more effective, more cost effective, right, strategies to make our community safe, right? So you look at prisons, right, which is subsidized housing. It's very expensive and non-productive. So why will you be willing to pay for someone's housing, food, and have them work out, you know, in somewhere else, but we can't achieve that in their community in a way that makes everyone safe, so there is no victim. See, police come after there's already a victim to the crime. We have to invest those resources in preventing that mindset and those conditions from even existing that lead people into those things, right?
I think that is so true. I know we have so much more to cover on this. I think we're going to be taking a break real quick, you guys. Again, thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind every day, I'm being hunted as prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
Well, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. I'm your host, Trey Holiday, and thanks once again for joining us. I know that a lot of what we are seeing out there in the media, a lot of what we've been covering and what you've been seeing our executive producer, Omari, on the front lines has been heavy. And as always, we love to end our show with some melanin magic. And so I want you guys to understand that the infusion of the next steps requires all of us. When you guys come across the petition where it's going to be asking you to join this campaign and to join in on this language to support all of this that you're going to be hearing today and at the rally on Friday, please sign up, join in, put your name on the fight towards ending this systemic oppression. And we want to end on some positive notes and some ways that you guys can join in. So again, with me is KY King Garrett, President and CEO of Africatown Community Land Trust. Thank you again for joining us. I know we have some actionable steps that folks can do in terms of joining this fight. A lot of people have that energy and that momentum, and they're ready to bring it to the table. What can folks do?
Well, one, I would say you can go to africatownlandtrust.org and opt in to be involved, to get involved, to bring your talents and your skills to that. But as far as an agenda, there are specific, demands and agenda items that are out here, which include justice for the families here, which include not lifting the consent decree that the mayor and police chief are trying to get Seattle from up under, which again creates a degree of a better environment for accountability, which includes, again, defunding, redirecting resources from ineffective police aspects, right, which are very expensive. What is the cost of all of these grenades, all of this equipment? They're spending millions of dollars out there to respond to people that are saying they want change rather than investing the money in the change, right? So these are some things that you can get behind. A moratorium on predatory development. Get the knee off of our necks in our communities in Seattle, in the CD, in the South End. We can't breathe. We're being pushed out of the city. We don't own any buildings downtown. That's complete inequity. So we have to be able to at least have ownership in the community where we've been for almost 140 years. So what does that mean? Pressing the city to transfer the properties that they own for community equitable development, right? Affordable housing, space for our businesses that's affordable for our community to stay and grow. Supporting the same thing in South Seattle. Sound Transit has properties. Community wants to turn property into housing for young people that are coming out of the court system. So again, making the community safer by using culturally responsive strategies that are proven to be effective, where again, police and prisons have been proven to be ineffective and costly, right? And so especially in a time when you have budgets, they're saying the budgets are low, they're gonna have to make cuts. Don't cut the programs that actually give more bang for the buck. For every dollar in prevention, you save $7 in prison and police, negative, unconstructive investments, right? And invest that in making our community positive, replace negative culture with positive culture. And they need to replace negative culture with positive culture in the police force as well, right? And so, these are the primary things. One, again, we need the resources so that we can get our community, into the most positive, growing and thriving place. We need control over those resources that are meant to impact us. And that includes the money that's being allocated to police. This is supposed to make our community safer, but it's not. So the community should be determining where those investments in public community safety are going. And these are some of the things that we can really put our energy behind and make Seattle a leader in these spaces. And these, corporations and philanthropy need to be investing in the community, invest in the Black community-led organizations that are doing this work, that are accountable and rooted in the community to bring about the change. We need to cut out, the middle people, right? And so these resources, whether coming from public sector or private sector, again, need to be directed by community towards culturally responsive, effective solutions that bring about safety. And you absolutely have to have the good cops need to model the behavior of calling out the bad cops and making sure they're prosecuted for breaking the law. So because they're setting a bad example that they break the law and they protect their colleagues, but they expect the community members, right, to, hold people accountable. So they need to set the model because they're getting paid for that.
Yep. And I think that, you know what, all of that is so well said, Y King. I think a lot of folks, again, who have been wondering what kind of policies are shaping form from the community. Where are the community leaders that we heard that all over Facebook, all throughout the night? People were wondering, who is this person talking to the mayor? It's great to hear from someone like yourself. And you know what, you guys, there's also work groups that ACLT has right now. I mean, if you're a person out there, Black health and wellness, if you have something to bring to the table, there is work groups that you can join. You can log on and email info@africatownlandtrust.org to be signing up for that. We also have forms that you can fill out. If you're a Black business out there and you want to figure out how you join in the efforts to save Black businesses as a collective, there are work groups happening as well. So please, if you guys are interested in any of that work, you guys can email info@africatownlandtrust.org. We'll make sure that we direct you to the right department. And you know what, you guys, again, I love how we are ending the show right now. We have to do it. We must stand up and end our show on a positive message.
Definitely. I want to add to that. People need to make sure that they demand that the city stop allowing those police to terrorize those peaceful assemblies of people, expressing their First Amendment rights, right? And I just want to say to everyone, be encouraged. We're seeing the power. We just have to focus the power and we can bring about the change.
Yeah. You guys heard it right here from
Cape. We win.
Yeah, we fight, we win. And together. I'm always going to say collectivism is what wins the day.
That's right.
With that, let's stand up right here. We have the Black National Anthem. We have to end it with some positive Melanin Magic. This is one of my favorite clips from our media. Thank you so much, O, for pulling this together. Here is We Are the CD. Bye. Peace.
Oh, peace.
Every voice and sing, dealer than heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun.